Hello everyone. During this session, I'll be covering the ins and outs of the Canvas Gradebook. If you'd like to follow along with the steps I'll be going over today, please feel free to open one of your Canvas courses. For today's learning outcomes, we are looking to accomplish the following. You will be able to use the various view options to easily navigate the Canvas Gradebook. You can also enter grades into the gradebook through multiple means, and you can also see what the grade view is like for students. The best way to show the ins and outs is by going into Canvas itself, so let's make our way over there. Before we dive into the gradebook itself, I wanted to mention that the gradebook pulls directly from the Assignments tab, along with quizzes and discussions. You can also divide assignments into groups. Let's go over into the Assignments tab. Along with dividing up your assignments into assignment groups, you can also use the group weight option to give these groups specific percentages. The nice thing about the assignment group percentages is that the total percentage can be below or above 100%. So if your groups are at, say, 110%, that's perfectly fine. A frequent question we've gotten is, why are my practice quizzes going into the gradebook if they aren't worth any points? If you've migrated your classic quizzes into new quizzes, you may notice that the 0-point value is still showing up in your grade. To correct this, you will need to go into your quiz and select Do Not Count Towards Final Grade. New quizzes in Canvas don't have the practice quiz setting, so you will need to select this option in order to hide it in the gradebook. Let's look at the main view of the gradebook here in Canvas. At the top, there are 3 drop-down menus: Gradebook, View, and Actions. The Gradebook menu allows you to use the individual gradebook view, where you can see a breakdown of each individual student in the course. Gradebook History allows you to view your entry history in the gradebook. The View menu gives you options on how you want to arrange the assignments in the gradebook. This can be by name, due date, the points that they're worth, and even by the modules if you utilize that feature in your course. Additionally, you can also filter the gradebook by assignment groups, modules, and student groups. The statuses option is the color coding you can use for work that is excused, missing, late, resubmitted, or if a student dropped the course. I want to mention that you can change these colors if you like using the pencil icon. Along with organizing the assignments by the other options I mentioned, you can also select or deselect the unpublished assignments in the gradebook. So this will minimize the amount of scrolling through that you need to do if you have a number of unpublished assignments. The Actions menu allows you to import or export your gradebook into a CSV file if needed. Below these 3 menu items are the search functions for both student names and assignments. If you want to search for a specific assignment, you can use the drop-down menu to minimize the amount of scrolling you need to do. So let's see what that looks like. So I have a testing one here, and that will pull up just that assignment. On the right side, we have the gear icon where you can adjust your grade policies. This is where you would establish any automatic deductions for late submissions, as well as when your grades are posted. You can set the gradebook to post grades as soon as they are graded by you, or you can do the manual setting where you need to post them manually after all the submissions are graded. You can determine which assignments need to be posted manually if there is a text stating manual underneath the assignment's title. Once you've started entering grades for that assignment, there will be an I with a slash icon next to the assignment name to indicate that they are not visible to the students and still need to be posted. So let's see what that looks like. I have this test in one here. So if I click on this and enter, let's say 75, here's that I with the slash icon. So then in order to post those grades, I would select the 3 ellipses here and select post grades. Let's look at the individual assignment columns within the gradebook. If needed, you do have the ability to move your columns in the gradebook. You can drag and drop the columns. Living assignments will have a link that you can click on to go directly to the assignment. Assignment groups will not. So if I go to the end of my gradebook here, I have my assignment groups, and you'll notice that I can't click on these. It doesn't redirect me to another page. Much like the view dropdown at the top of the page, you can also arrange each assignment by the grade scores, any missing assignments, or if the assignments are late. You can navigate to Speedgrader from this menu as well. You also have the option to curve grades for the assignment selected. Keep in mind that once you curve the grades, this action cannot be undone. If all the students submit the assignment and do a great job, you can use the default grade option to give students the same grade. This eliminates needing to go row by row and providing the same score. You can also hide grades if needed, along with changing the assignment's posting policy. So instead of setting the whole course as posting automatically or manually, you can give this setting to specific assignments within your course. Along with these grading options, you can also use the Message Students Who feature. This gives you the option to message all the students who have not submitted the assignment, have not been graded, or you can message students based on the scores that they've received. This is a great tool to quickly contact multiple students at once who may be struggling within the course. You can set up times to meet with them or create study groups to help them improve. If you want to see how an individual student is doing in your course, from this page, you can click on their name and see an overview. From there, you can select the Grades button underneath their name, and it will show you an overview of that student, providing the assignment name, due date, the status, if applicable, the score, and what the total amount of points or percentage that student could have earned. Before we look at the individual view option, let's go over how to enter your grades in the Canvas Gradebook in the main gradebook view, as the processes are slightly different. You can enter the grade in the box, or you can click on the arrow next to the grade field and it will pull up a side panel. The panel includes the assignment link, Speedgrader, the status options, and comments for that assignment. Just as a side note, every gradebook has a test student row that cannot be removed. Speedgrader is a great tool for previewing student work without needing to download their papers or submissions for assignments. For discussions and most quizzes, you will need to go to those resources in order to view student work. You can adjust a few of the view settings in Speedgrader. For example, the gear icon allows you to see what order you wish to view the student submissions in. You can choose to view students alphabetically by submission date or by submission status. You can also choose to hide student names if you would like. Speedgrader allows you to not only add text comments on student work, but you can also add media comments with video and audio, or just audio. The paperclip icon allows you to attach a document to the comments section. You can also use the speech-to-text functionality by selecting the megaphone icon. Great work on this assignment. The eye icon on this page allows you to post or hide grades for the assignment. To navigate back to the main gradebook, select the spiral-bound notebook with a check mark. To navigate from student to student, use the arrows or the drop-down menu to select a student. Students with submissions that still need to be graded will have an orange circle next to their names. Students with no submissions will be grayed out, and graded students will have a check mark next to their names. Now, let's take a look at the individual view of the gradebook. The individual view has similar features to the main view in the gradebook and Speedgrader. Like Speedgrader, you can select the option to have students be anonymous. So they would appear as student 1, student 2, etc. As with the main gradebook view, you can sort assignments alphabetically by due date or by assignment groups and positions that are in the main gradebook view. To select a specific student, go down to the Content Selection section. Choose a student and an assignment you wish to grade. Then enter the grade in the grading section. If the student has an excused assignment, you can select the Excuse this assignment for the selected student checkbox. If you need to review the assignment that you're looking at, you can select Submission Details. This will allow you to view the previously entered grade as well as comments made in Speedgrader. You can also use this window to navigate to Speedgrader from the individual view page. In the student information section on this page, you can view how the student is doing on your assignment groups overall. You can pull up more information about specific assignments by clicking on their name, and this will allow you to navigate to their grades page. For the specific assignment that you're viewing, the assignment information allows you to navigate to Speedgrader as well as by clicking on the hyperlinked text to view the assignment. Along with these settings, you can also use the Message Students View feature, set a default grade, and use the current grade option. To navigate to the next or previous student, go back to the Content Selection section of the page and select Next Student or Previous Student. To go back to the main gradebook view, use the drop-down menu in the upper right corner and select Gradebook. So how do grades look to students? Students will only see their grades in a table format. They do not have access to the grades of other students. For them to get an actual picture of how they're doing in the class, they will need to deselect the Calculate based on only graded assignments option. Otherwise, it will skew their results. So I'm going to go in as a student and show you what that looks like. Let's look at Elaine's grades in another course to give you a better idea of how this can be skewed. You'll notice that with the option selected, it's appearing as if she has a total of 68.4%. But if I deselect that option, she's actually at a 20.68% for the course. It will show students the weights for the assignment groups if this option is used by the instructor. The percentages at the bottom will still appear even if an instructor uses a points-based system. This is an automatic feature in Canvas that does not impact the grade. If an instructor has not posted the grades for an assignment, there will be an I with a slash through it in that row. Students can see how many points the assignment is worth as well. Additionally, if an instructor has posted the grades for an assignment that has added comments, the student will see their grade in the score column, and there will be a speech bubble at the end of the row. Students can view the comment by clicking on the speech bubble. That concludes today's session. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at onlinelearning@strohs.edu, and we'll be happy to help. Thanks for watching.